So far so good. Now I have no theories. Oh yeah, we also should talk to our known merc right here.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
It just has to be said. That was not a convincing line.
Hell no, I'm just an honest cab. That didn't sound too convincing. Strange. Why it's not in quotes here. Is it a good thing?
Fucking loincloth.
He stares you down mutely for a second.
Loincloth? Now you see, that's not really what a scab would say, is it? Better not to press the issue further, sire. He seems tense.
But we could grab on it. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being covenanted by any chance?
Fucking bug.
He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open.
You hear a tiny rattle, a small radio, cracking somewhere, an earpiece. I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on.
I wouldn't give him the picture, because he could just do something with it. But maybe it's okay? I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
He grunts, barely glancing at it.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Uh-huh. Bad idea, you say? I mean, I'm thinking about it too. Maybe I should just... There is a task. And this is the only photo of the tattoos. Okay, let's not do it again. And then, could be risky. Like, why would he help us anyway? Of course, yes, forget about it. Let's discuss something else.
Another grunt. He turns his attention to the gates and seems tense.
Clothes in the trash, still unsolved. I mean, maybe Ruby? But we knew that... oh yeah, also Was it Sonia? The girl from the whirling in rags that went away? She could be involved too. Yeah, also there are a bunch of skill checks. Mirror electrochemistry is possible. I can try again. Huh. Why not?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore.
Shit. Yeah, need to use some clothes here. What was it? Oh yeah, these clothes, and then pants.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in... It's like
There we go.
something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Aww. Actually, I like that. Do I get any more bonuses from it? No?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. You see your face, such as it is without the expression. It's just hairy.
Now I'm just a sad cop. Okay, what other checks we have here? Could have forgot. Knick-knack stand. Where? Measure head, physical instruments, trash container, Volition Joyce Messier. Really? Huh. I guess I should check it out. Knick-knack stand. Was it in Fritte? Yeah, some of those skill checks, they just updated somehow.
A colorful display of...
Again, I'm obliged.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled...
Hmm. What is it? Maybe down at the basement with racist monks? Or maybe here? In Kuno's place? Who doesn't fucking care? Oh. Sound is of melting snow dripping off the roof. It's strange. Where is it? Trash container. Warded roof. I have no idea where these things are. Ice cream maker. Okay, that's I know. This seems to be in a proper position. So this is a part behind burning in rags, but then this is where I already checked. Weird. Okay, let's check the basement, and then I'll move on maybe. What was it? It was something. I swear there was something. Do I actually need to point the flashlight at places? Whatever. Oh, Joyce left. Went to the village on the coast, officer. See you there, Joyce, says the note on the post. Huh. but it still shows me this location. Padlocked door. From Zirik, a guide to a well-behaved Kakadu interfacing medium. What? I thought I read it fully.
A cockatoo is a... This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention. For at least pet owners, it is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food. You're right. Ouch. Not great. Performing. Yes. Bird.
Strange. It's not showing the location, so it's in the book somehow. I hope I don't spend time.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erect... This book talks about the delicate nature. This is a... Ooh. Perhaps, in the words, it must be glorious to behold. Dark pink and snow white.
I actually do spend time. Yeah, but there's nothing new. What the fuck? What is it? Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. Oh.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf.
The smell of disinfectant in the room smells like chemicals. What the hell is stand for knickknacks? Okay, let's see anything else. Lillian the Net Peeker. Suggestion heroic. I guess I could fast action now. Let's walk on foot to see if anything else comes up. If anything I missed. This part is pretty wide. Oh, what is this? Huh. Jamrock Biker Cop Sunnies. Empathy, feel the streets. -1 logic, leave the reason behind. For taking your Hamel Ryux Supersonic out of for a ride on the streets of Jamrock where your heart is buried. Eh. More. Alright, perception. Now, let me see things. Birds in the birch tree, barely audible coos come from above. A creaking ahead, a broken axle grinding. Oh, I see money. The ice just off the coast crackles, shifting. Pretty sure I was here. It's with the red chair, yeah. A cold breeze is enough to make the wall planks creak. Should I maybe ask around those fine gentlemen? What are these doing in the fish? Oh. Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. +1 perception. A view from above. Good old calf-length cavalry boots. Mount that horse and ride into the night. The heel comes in handy too. It definitely makes you some good 5 centimeters taller, but could it be that it's also making you sharper, more perceptive to your surroundings now that you've gained a new perspective? I would love to wear them, but I think I would rather have armor, because I don't want to die.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me.
She tilts her head and looks at the sea.
But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
That's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
She looks at the pointed location. Installation very conceptual. As a sign on the carriage to carnage to calm the great calling. I wasn't feeling it. It was an accident, I'm sorry. I got drunk and apparently drove it into the sea. An official investigation has been launched by me to determine just that, ma'am. It's an installation, very conceptual.
An installation? Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. This actually calls for a funeral, I think.
She raises her eyebrows. Are you suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
What an odd thought. Maybe I should.
Why odd? Our things are part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
I thought it would be more humorous, but she's actually serious about this. Alright, I mean, but organizing a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You could always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
It's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area or...
I understand, believe me. I really do. I think about all the frivolous side activities I could be doing every time I go out there with my nets. But daydreaming is a rich man's game. At sea, you can't afford to be careless and dream. Anyway, what are we talking about here again?
Well, 8% is terrible. I guess I could improve odds, and maybe suggestion is going to be something I'll put points into. And maybe it also can be updated. Anything else that gives suggestion? No. Also could do drugs again. Why not? Look at this net that I just found. When I say go, be ready to throw. Go! Throw it at him, not me. Let's try something else.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards.
That's much better.
Simmer down. Simmer down, bastard.
You think she really
Nice.
needs more of that after a man died at sea?
But what do I do then?
What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober?
Get out of here with crazy fringe theories. What you're suggesting is highly experimental, possibly dangerous.
Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic.
I am drunk. I don't know if you are noticed, so I usually ask people to drink with me.
I have, and I don't really.
She hesitates.
You just want to go for a walk. What kind of a monster doesn't want to go for a walk? Walks are innocent.
There are two options and they do the same shit. This time, though, imitate drum roll. I thought I'd ask you for a walk.
Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator.
Perambulator. Also, what the hell's that? A person who walks, especially for pleasure and in a leisurely way. Please, please come to a sober walk with me.
Where would this walk take us, officer?
She's thinking, eyes mapping your rugged features.
Nothing creepy, strange, or out there. Keep it airy and simple.
There's a nice view on the beach I found. Land's End.
All right, I will walk with you. But you need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just walking.
Just a good old-fashioned walk, I like it.
Me too. It's been ages since I just had a normal conversation with one of you guys.
One of you guys.
She means men.
Stroll on the beach sounds nice. All right, I guess I'll be seeing you at Land's End in the evening.
Oh,
when it
that's
gets
how
dark, all right?
the walk going to be.
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready.
Damn, I'm out of drugs though. That's just one drug.
Was that acceptance? It feels so normal, nourishing even.
Maybe I should buy more speed. One dose of peptide only.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Mm.
What can I help you
I
with?
found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Ah, I mean, can't you do it and then I'll come back to you?
Hell yeah.
No, wait, I'm on drugs right now. No, not right
Suit
now.
yourself. Patience obviously isn't your strong suit.
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She nods with a wrinkled smile.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
Oh, I know you know something. We're here to help.
Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your organization. Help the storm clouds gather on the horizon.
I see you know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Is there a place for other people to be even? What is this? Korojev jacket. Interesting. +1 logic. Checkmate. This swanky checkered jacket flatters your form in a way that makes you feel the fun kind of serious. It has really nice roomy pockets too. That's worse than ours.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to... As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in there?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through the sand and sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon, also it's a different caliber.
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Oh yeah, wait, I forgot about putting flashlight back. Could have missed something too.
An old mirror.
You have a date with Liliane. Get to the land's end in the northern tip of the peninsula quickly. She's not going to wait forever. But didn't she say to come when it's dark? It doesn't say when in the task. Found a bullet in the washerwoman's shack. Ask her about it.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Why there
What
is
can I
a
help you
bullet
with?
under the floorboards of your shack.
Damn that girl.
She murmurs softly. I'm guessing you didn't put it there. Ruby did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
She shakes her head. You rented the room for her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water buckets. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was it? This?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
So... Monday was the first day we actually started being a detective. But it was before the water lock opened. Strange that she decided to leave when it was Wednesday, when she could have just stayed.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before, but this seems different.
You said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Is it so loud? Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
She rubs her cold hands together.
This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to work the village elder, unlike you.
Did she talk to you much this time?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do, but she was brooding.
Why did you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This, spread your hands. Her life.
No, she's a fighter.
She tilts her head to the side, looking up at you, deep thought. But like, that's a weird plan to hide something in a rented. I mean, it's not really rented because she doesn't pay anything. But like, why there?
She really believes that.
The access could change. You could like not get in there anymore. I heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. You ever witnessed that kind of behavior? I actually don't remember that fact. She was heavy drinker.
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset.
The sun sets for everyone.
She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself, the way some people do.
You know, those some people. Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I knew of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made.
She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
Her tone is without malice. Further up the coast we go then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
She drops the rag into the bucket. It's clean now.
The failed electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
What more do you want to know? Yes, let's hear those other questions. One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Well, the task says that Rubish left the village, so I'm assuming it's true. I'm assuming we just believe everybody now. There haven't been much lies from people. They have money, or
The
are
scruffy-haired
those...
little boy kicks a stone while the other
it's
watches
just
him do
stones.
it.
Is little lady your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it, you are being laconic about it.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Kids, have you seen any bad people around?
What bad people?
One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open. Bad people, criminals, dangerous women.
No, we're not really supposed to talk to strangers, you know.
The other twin shakes his head. You should have asked if they seen a girl with the dyed hair. That would be much simpler. Oh. What the? Book. A primer for small kids. A textbook for the first grade in primary school. On the cover, a humanoid teddy bear is pushing a wheelbarrow full of letters. He's not doing a good job. The letter S is dangerously dangling from the cart, while E fell off a long time ago. Children should pay more attention. That's one creepy bear. I'll leave it for later. We have half an hour of drugs left. What about those guys? Do they know anything?
Don't call. Don't call her.
Hey, wake up.
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere.
Tequila sunset.
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Tequila.
The legend returns. You know the dance. Smokable smokes. Pissable pilsner. Drink
Okay,
it,
we'll see
then
how-
convert it to piss. And there's spirits and speed.
How much charges it will give me?
Here you go, friend.
If it's just one, it's going to be lame. Okay, it's 3, so one charge cost me 5 real, which is decent. A bit much, but for like 60 minutes. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear a chirp. The beams are splintered. The bridge didn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. The hunch told me to go back to the mural for some reason. Wait. Sunday friend. How do we get there? There's a slit in the concrete here, a sewer.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
What is in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Yell ho into the slit.
There's no echo and no answer.
It was light. Oh wait, okay. So I could have went around. Or I've been there. Okay.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase.
Why is it hearing though, if it's actually seeing?
There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea. You see, a once bright mural, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains.
Tomorrow
It
is
says,
just a whisper
"Tomorrow
away.
is just a..."
Ah, yes. Their famous motto. A fine example of technological optimism from...
He says something, but the wind blows and you can't hear him.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Felled electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. Felled Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could she be in there?
She? I don't know who you mean, but the building seems long abandoned to me.
You try to peer in, but there are no windows on this side. Only the disinterested whistle of the wind.
I don't want to engage. I don't want to find her today. That's for
Lieutenant
sure.
Kitsuragi stands in front of a mirror, fixing his orange
She has
bomb
my gun.
jacket. You should be asking him that question.
Minimum. Wait, what? Shit. There's no log. Was he talking about Kitsuragi or this guy?
Hello again.
I'm looking for our suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his son's head. You standing here for a second day now.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Another power box. It charges nothing now, it's empty. Well, I guess there's really no way. Oh. Wait. Where is the Sunday friend then? I've seen him. The fuck? Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Riva show. Hopefully. What? Oh, there we go. How do I get there then? Oh, there is the expedition. Tiny cages carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid, still they won't light up. These heavy military blockades are riddled with the bullet holes crumbling. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Could this be the buoy Classy told you about?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer, this must be the buoy Clausia mentioned. Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies. You lift the buoy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Examine the plastic bowl.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked. Primitive construction, but it does the job.
Shake the buoy.
There's something in there, splashing around.
Sniff the buoy.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop and decay. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner, actually. Smells a little salty.
Open the buoy.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else. Another identity misplaced. There must be some cosmic conspiracy afoot.
So it was lie. Stare into the empty buoy.
The buoy continues to be mostly empty.
There's a cosmic conspiracy. Identities being lost and stolen left and right. Why do you think there were documents in the first place and she didn't just... Maybe it was her like old stash. Maybe Glacier took them herself.
No answers appear to you in the dirty seawater at the bottom of the buoy. Just the heavy smell of brine and silt and disappearance. You could ask the miss what she thinks later if you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Let the empty buoy be. Can we communicate with her through the radio? Looking for Ruby brought you to a mural that you somehow think is important. Inspect it thoroughly. But I did! Well... what was it? Sometimes it's just triggers. And then disappears forever. No bot in the boathouse today. Ooh, more glasses. Saber Fury. Oversized superstar glasses. Huh? So Saber Fury is tied to superstar? Thieves, acrobats, show-offs. I guess. Dazzling reflexes. The mirror lies. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shedded bench, covered in rusts. More bullet holes next to walls, very ominous. I guess that's where people were executed.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Oh wow. I like visual calculus. Bullet holes in the plaza, bullet holes in the backyard. You know about the revolution, know about field electrical. Even more bullet holes.
The density and spread of these bullet holes is surprising. This takes a lot of bullets. Fully automatic rifle fire.
Let me guess, you're going to come to the same conclusion I just came. But it takes a heroic visual calculus.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
A conscience round, where only one soldier had the loaded rifle. I didn't hear about this kind of execution. So you just line people up and then play a Russian roulette? Look at the people standing at the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Leeches, fleas, and thieves, all the freeloader scum living off the hard work of others. Such is your belief. Maybe you should change it. They were praying, screaming.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? Men of duty, dark duty.
Who were they?
Overpriced mercenaries putting down some rabid dogs. Someone's got to do it, right?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Who was in this execution? I need to understand.
I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, piecing together any available information. You should probably ask the lieutenant.
Who's not around? God damn it.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
I would like, the sign says entry interdate. Entry is forbidden then maybe? Whatever. An old ticket taker booth no longer in operation. I would wait for Kim to come back if I knew that nothing would happen, that I won't skip anything by waiting a day, because there might be some time related events. If you take too long, like something bad will happen. So that's why I want to use every second given.
As you approach, the man turns and greets you with a polite wave. He appears completely at ease, like a common holidaymaker.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no? What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast?
I need your help forming a committee. I'm trying to assign a lot of responsibility.
My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no need to form such a committee, because it already exists.
God, of course it does. These moral intern types.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What? Where is he then? You knew there was something strange about this one. He's an astral projection, a bureaucratic phantasm. He's speaking figuratively. He means he's not in Martinez in his official capacity.
Yeah. I got it, you are here on a personal business.
Précisément. Officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives. That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in.
Oh, you can still help me to contact them? How am I supposed to contact the committee then?
Well, under ordinary circumstances, the committee contacts you.
The man frowns.
In other words, the committee only knows what it wants to know.
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer.
Why do I need to go through Archer to speak to the committee? Coalition Warship Archer. So the ship that you can see in the distance that ensuring the Riva show is in order. That they don't rebel again. Why do I need to go through our church to speak to the committee?
You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol.
Hold on, it's watching us too.
And listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention a vast array of radio, photographic, and meteorological monitoring instruments. I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over all, in strict accordance with the Wayfarer Act and the Bristol-Mune Convention.
The Bristol-Mune Conventions are a series of international agreements governing the treatment of military personnel and civilians in theaters of war, as well as occupied territories. In practice, they are more talked about than observed.
Yeah, that's true. So how does one go about contacting a coalition warship?
This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerostatics that might approach it. So it might be safer to get in touch from the ground. But in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And that kind of technology naturally isn't typically available for non-coalition use. Yes, it is a bit of a conundrum. I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it.
And that's our girl Ruby, and not us. I wonder if you have enough interfacing, you can do it yourself. Do you know any of these tinkerers?
Unfortunately not, no. I don't have the pleasure. I am merely a representative of the coalition government, not very well versed in technology. But you...
You will figure it out. Something tells you the person you're looking for is already on this coast.
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Actually, I was wondering what you are doing here.
Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to revitalize the old market. And well, I wished to see the situation firsthand. And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful, isn't it?
What do you know? There was a... You didn't know there was a mass execution right over there.
Really? Here? How can you be sure?
For one, that was over there. That is covered with bull calls.
Huh? Is that what those pockmarks are? I might have guessed. Fascinating how much history is contained right here, if only one knows where to look for it.
Are you just going to let him get away with these generalities and euphemisms?
You're right, it's so complex and fascinating I can't even begin to think critically about it.
Well said. Let us just be grateful that we don't live in such fascinating times.
Actually, there was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Ah bon? I'm all ears, officer.
Feels like there's something was missing there.
Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM. Godspeed, and if we don't meet again, bonne chance.
The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Oh, what the? Potent splinter. Wow, it was so hidden too. A sturdy bottle of beer that tastes like piss. Not that you would know how piss tastes like, just a guess. The label says it's made in Rivachol by Lafayette Potent Brewery. Found people. +2 logic, -1 perception. It's a good hat, but at the same time sacrificing something I do like. I guess I could put more points into perception a bit later. Ultimate pick bonus, focus, eyes on the road. The small wire framing inside this futuristic looking fawn people had gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. Cool. Yeah, I'll keep it until I get extra point and then put it in perception. A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the Well, we checked everything here. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. On this boardwalk? This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. I see more bottles. Yeah, but some of them are not interactable, so... Oh yeah, I haven't really talked to them.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
How did you recognize that it was the police, I wonder?
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Oh, that's a racist guy. No? Because it has this flag in the background. Gary, the crypto-fascists.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass, not like walking over a nice waterlock.
Should I tell them about this? I don't know what I'm gaining from it, but if I didn't learn the whole story, this would be locked. So maybe I should tell them to just see what will happen then. Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage? There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
No, it was all me. I caused your delay, and I'm sorry, but you can return now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
This is a man possessed, always on the brink of some breakthrough. He won't leave if there's a sliver of hope. The great find might happen today.
I just have to do one more round. See if the Phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
There's more volition dialogue happening. Man, it just encourages you to have it always up. But then like what's the point if you don't heal it by the end of the day? Like the end of the day healing is a nice thing to have, to not spend the charges. Well, it's early in the day, so maybe I should keep it up for better evolution and endurance checks. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen a woman with red hair who seemed to be on the run?
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
Perception is on full here. Shit. I could do drugs and then put another point, but I guess later. Why is Saber free? 3. Tell me about this Phasmid you are looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a Phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques. to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
What sorts of specialized techniques is the Phantom using to hide himself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved.
And
without
based on
studying a live specimen.
what you think that? Just no evidence, just your imagination and hunch?
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this Phasmid. A ghost insect, he said? These people are looking for a ghost.
Ghost insect. So you are ghost hunters.
No, that is precisely what we're not. We are zoological specialists, looking for an extant species of Phasmid.
How big is this Phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of Phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for.
He flashes you a sideways smile.
Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian Phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
He shakes his head. What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
I wonder how much of cryptozoologists actually found what other people thought was imagined creatures, and then cryptozoologists taught them wrong. I wonder how much of these cases are in the history. So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
But if no one can prove it exists, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the Phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian Phasmid is more than mere superstition.
What would it be like to grasp and hold onto something you think is next to you, or just behind you, like a trace of vapor you exhaled one spring morning as a child? This is what he's searching for, a spectre.
Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian Phasmid has died out.
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
What is it? reproduction from an ovum without fertilization, especially as a normal process in some invertebrates and lower plants. Oh.
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easier for a species with a small population to survive.
The male is a deficient life form. The world would be better off if women didn't need men to reproduce. That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
I wonder how Australian people are named in this game. Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
How do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as a bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
This whole thing seems to be unlikely. A carnivorous stick insect? That seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
What will you do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we've finished with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
He yells in response. Well, yeah, again, none of the voice actors are actually yelling when they're supposed to yell.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She's sighted the Phasmid? She didn't tell me that. Yeah, that's weird. If she did cite it, why wouldn't she tell?
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
So that was a lie. To just get to know him. To start the conversation, I guess. Or just impress. Because this guy is obviously obsessed, and there's just the only way to get too close to him is to bury deep in his work.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious Phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Why is he like sounded like he was sick? There's nothing in the text indicating that. Oh wait, actually there is another cough into his face this time. Okay, never mind. Maybe you could go back to the burning, warm up, come back and to check the traps later.
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
What if I checked the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Chaos is my method. I'm looking for someone hiding on this very coast. Looking for another thing may lead me to her.
Sometimes it's helpful to take a break and return to one's primary pursuit with fresh eyes.
He nods. Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near.
South near boathouses.
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
What did I do if there's a Phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
Bring it to me once, he said. What if I encounter the Phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
He takes out a small white spray can.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
So you have a pheromone for the insect you didn't see, and only 4 people claim to have seen it ready somehow. How the hell? Based on what? You assume that these chemicals will work? Nobody researched them. Yeah, fuck that. Maybe in another playthrough. I don't want this, thank you very much.
Your choice. As I said, the chances of you encountering the Phasmid are next to 0.
Yeah. You said it.
But you feel you should have it on you. Something bad might happen.
What? Nah. That's stupid. I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask.
Finally, you're being sensible. I'll start packing right now.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So you are living your childhood dream out here?
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Should I just be very rude? Cryptozoology seems like a lot of wishful thinking.
My methods are the same as those of other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence, and I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
What kind of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the Phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
Yeah, I do respect doing real research, but what this guy is doing is, I don't know, very questionable. So you have never discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
Yeah, didn't they say that no cryptids were found? So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. Two are categorized as confirmed discoveries.
Oh, okay.
The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have proven to be real.
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Two of 4,000 is not even 1%.
In fact, it is 0.05%. Ever more magnificent, should our search contribute to making that number 0.075%.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Thanks for explaining that. Now about something else.
Yes? All right.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it, since you've offered to help.
Skeptically eyes me. I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what...
You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
I thought I was going through what I already asked him about. I know all about the kind green ape. Look, I even have a kind green ape pen.
I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favourite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm though, and had to spend most of our time there in a little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morel. I had no problem with them.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty everything is, but we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters, or whatever.
He mumbles something.
Yes, back to cryptozoology. You don't want to sow disagreement between friends.
Talk about your critters or something. Is he a cryptozoologist? What is he doing here? If he's not. I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the gnome of Giroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
He doesn't want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal.
Living? No.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
Get out of here.
No, but we're not get out of anywhere. The dread moose is a widely recorded cryptid from Arda. It subsists entirely on flesh, and has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Okay, what does the... Hold on, does it also attack people?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will.
I mean, why... It just couldn't have been a simple moose? Okay, what does the dread moose look like?
Just like an ordinary Arden moose.
Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I thought you said you're using scientific methods. I guess it was a lot of bullshit.
A moose that looks like any other moose. What's going on here? He's kidding, right?
I'm not completely sure about this dread moose.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more.
What's the other evidence?
The recent surge in the moose population. As hidden carnivores, the dread moose are effectively removing competition for both themselves and their evolutionary cousins.
But why would it need to hide its carnivorous nature?
Moose are already being hunted for sport. Can you imagine what would happen if they came to be viewed as predators?
What exactly is the relationship between carnivorous moose and a regular moose?
The carnivorous moose are a very young species, the result of a genetic mutation that fared well in the process of natural selection. It makes sense that such a majestic animal with natural weapons, antlers, would come to rule the forest. The only strange thing is that it took so long.
Are there any reliable eyewitness accounts of moose killing other than other animal for food?
One slaughterhouse at the outskirts of the woods in Vasa reported that its staff kept seeing moose in the distance. The moose would just stare at the building, as though they were waiting for something, its eyes bloodshot and full of cruelty.
I'm not sure I'm buying it.
But that's not all. Some of the slaughterhouse apprentices went hiking by a nearby creek and saw a moose nibbling on an unidentified carcass.
This isn't something unique. Various species of deer have been known to scavenge when plant food is scarce.
Anyway, there is more than enough evidence to justify a thorough search for the dread moose. Let's close the subject, before it turns into an argument.
Here is a man who has had more than his fair share of heated arguments, and would, surprising as it may seem, prefer not to have any more.
I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coconur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Should I go with it? Because this guy seems to be so... naive. Yes?
Remarkable. When?
I'm having trouble remembering.
That's what I thought. You haven't actually seen it. And I can't imagine how you could either. The Samaskil desert region has been embroiled in a civil war for the last 8 years. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
Yes, sightings of mirages are constant. A mirage is a constant phenomenon that people have no time to report when a war is going on. It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
I know about Cryobacter contalensis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one. Thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time.
He coughs in his fist.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nong-Ok.
Nong-Ok?
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nong-Ok to run faster than any other avian. Perhaps any other animal. Who knows?
What? An owl on big legs that runs faster than cheetahs?
When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the ok hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
He says it in a self-explanatory, everyday manner.
They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the Phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
How did you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
What the fuck?
After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow?
I know it sounds like we were snacking on funny mushrooms, but I did see motion and colour. Mine is not a confirmed sighting of a cryptid, however. Much goes into verifying these things, and my account comes short of a few standards.
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
And Lina's sighting of the Phasmids, is that?
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
And what are those supposed to be? Just tell me about a cool cryptid. Any cryptid.
No offence, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye. Enough tales then, let's change the subject.
By all means.
He coughs and wipes his mouth. Oh, that was a long one. Traps, less responsibility. Find someone with technical expertise to contact the coalition. Didn't Dice Maker person had some? I don't know. How are my stats here? 11 sorry cop, 11 liberal, 10 communist. I don't know what this is supposed to be. 5 honor. People killed 3, it's still the same. I'm not much of a apocalypse cop. And boring cop 1? Huh. That's actually surprising. I would think that I chose some of the boring options. Alright, I think I'll take a break now. I do still need to walk the coast. I guess I could just check the traps along the way too. Then what else? Yeah, just keep exploring. Too bad I can't do it with Kim. I really wish he was here. I'm thinking I'm missing a lot of like banter and extra information maybe. Oh. Alright.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before.
Boathouses.
Same mesh, same wiring.
I thought it would be next to fishing village when he said about boathouses. Damn.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
You can see locusts there. Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Also, how do you keep locusts in, but also leave open area for Phasmid to get into? Yeah, How the hell would that work? Well, see you around.